Machedo speaking to you from loymachedo.com, Loy Machedo TV. Today's book review is Screw It, Let's Do It by Richard Branson. Now, this year my goal is to read 120 books. So the minute I found this book to be so thin, I said, why not? Let me read it. Obviously, Richard Branson has good stuff to read. So I bought the book, I read it, and I could tell you for a fact this is a good book. I mean, if I could give it a few adjectives, I would say it was brutally truthful, generously benefiting, self-deprecating, a story of losses and successes. So with it was pretty wacky, pretty wild, pretty weird, but it was a world of visual successes by Richard Branson. So I thought this book really hit the nail on the head and gave me value for money. Now, let me just share with you some bits of advice from the book. Like in chapter 9, this is do some good. He just says, change the world even in a small way. Do make the difference, help others, do no harm. Always think what you can do to help. Now, obviously, these are silly little tidbits, but if you read the story that follows, I think that really gives you the value for money. One of them was when he says, have respect in chapter number 8. He says, be polite, respectful, do the right thing, keep a good name, be fair in all your dealings. He gives the example where he got into a cab and he was getting late for a meeting, and then this cabbie guy kept asking him stories and he kept getting irritated, but he was still polite to him. And last he said, would you like to hear my music? Would like to be a famous singer. So imagine Richard Branson doesn't want to listen. So obviously he recognized it was Richard Branson. And long story short, the cabbie guy turns out he plays the music Another Day in Paradise. It turns out to be Phil Collins. So Phil Collins was playing kind of a prank on Richard Branson. So what he tries to say in this book is, he gives the words of wisdom and the examples to follow along with it. I did like the book very much. I thought it was very short, sweet, and pretty succinct. So if you're looking for a book that really makes you think, it's kind of a refresher, pretty easy to read, and something enjoyable, I would say buy this book. I give this book a good rating, 8 out of 10. So if you want to buy the book, Screw It, Let's Do It by Richard Branson. It's a very good book. I highly recommend, and I think you must read it. Thank you very much for watching. This is Loy Machedo speaking to you from loymachedo.com and Loy Machedo TV. Cheerio.